taken away as well.
You know who's still going strong?
Who's that?
Yoshi.
True. I mean, there are quite a few world champs that are still going strong. All of T1 are still here. As it turns out, they're okay. Pays, not a world champ yet. However, looking like he might be getting there. Faker's pretty good at helping his teammates achieve world championship. Okay, let's get into it here as the draft has begun. Once again, it is going to be first pick here for Nongshim. I was wondering whether they were going to experiment with some second pick shenanigans, but not going to happen. We are just doing rinse and repeat, same thing as last time.
Yeah, so interesting that DRX are banning the Rise here, because that was something that last draft Nongshim were banning on their third ban. So DRX have immediately taken it off the cards, which especially starts to be interesting when you think about the things that DRX were locking down with their bans, which was Varus, Rumble, Nico. So assuming that Nongshim, you know, obviously can't ban all of those, one of those big picks are going to be able to make it through. Rumble's going to be taken off the cards. Nocturne going to be banned. Xin Zhao open. Varus open. Nico open. What's going to be let through? What's going to be taken away?
I think the Varus needs to be banned. I think that's certainly something that should not be allowed to get through. Especially when it's Tane, like he has been a bit of a Varus guy since he debuted here in the LCK.
Nongshim have been banning Xin Zhao every single draft, and they did just ban Nocturne, so maybe they continue banning it? No, they're banning the Nico. So with DRX, do you trade, or do you just ban the Varus and say, okay, Nongshim gets Xin Zhao here?
And I don't feel like Xin Zhao is exactly the biggest prize, but it seems to be sort of assumed that it is.
Yeah, I mean, Nongshim first rotation banning it. They're actually Jace ban coming through, so they're gonna trade. It's interesting that Jace has just been consistently overlooked. Most banned champion in the LCK Cup so far, and it just has been consistently overlooked so far in this series.
I find it crazy that you don't just ban the Varus, though. I think Jace has been so up and down as far as its performance. So hopefully they've got a little bit of a plan of how to get to Tane to take him down. But the Aurora and the Xin Zhao, already a fair bit of power being demonstrated here.
I also think as far as junglers go, the Xin Zhao has a good amount of sustain, and also the ult kind of limits, like it's kind of frustrating for the Varus, right? Because you have that burst that he can just kind of mitigate. The Aurora also is one of these champions that can actually cause issues for the Varus, being that you're mobile. A lot of champions can't reach him very easily, but Aurora can always be a threat. Sponge considering the Trundle, but it looks like he's going to lock the Victor right now.
All right.
It could be a flex on the Aurora. Don't know whether it's mid or top, but the Victor going to be secured for Scout. Scout has had a struggle so far, and on picks that you would typically expect him to be having a good time on with the Orianna Talia. Gonna go for the Victor and just lock in a control mage for himself again.
Yeah, I was going to say, for a change, not really the case, as here is a Wukong consideration for Sponge, certainly one of his old favorites, but doesn't exactly make us go, oh wow, here's the ace in the hole. It's not really that. That would require Caitlyn, I guess, technically.
I wonder if DRX go for like a Sivir here.
Wow.
Into the Varus. I think it's one of these picks where the spell shield really helps to mitigate the pressure from the poke, and also you can just shred waves. I think the laning pressure from Varus is mitigated, but also just like that, I'm going to sit mid and poke you out and clear the waves. Sivir can do that too, and the poke is just kind of negated. So I think it makes a lot of sense, and also has a ton of scaling. So a good pickup, I think, for Jiwoo.
Yep. You can also ricochet a lot, and you can use decoys to bounce further, which is kind of cute with the Wukong. So there is certainly some synergy that they have available for themselves. Now, next round of bans to come through, and we'll see what is going to be targeted. I imagine supports are going to still receive some chopping block. That is going to continue.
They ban the Rel here, but we often see Rakan paired with the Wukong. That being said, you know, it is first pick for the side of Nongshim, so maybe Rakan something you don't necessarily want to blind with the Varus. And to be fair, Rakan into Sivir, you don't have a ton of pressure in lane, right? Just because the spell shield is really... Rakan W is so telegraphed.
Yep.
Lulu ban, though, I think makes a lot of sense.
I think that needed to be banned.
Yeah, you could honestly even run Sivir Karma as well, although I think Karma may be a little bit vulnerable. If Karma gets hit by a Varus ult, you're kind of just dead.
I also think that Andal is so necessary on engage. And so they need at least something that can do some sort of engaged role. And with Alistar, Nautilus, and Leona all taken away, and now Rel and Rakan,
yeah,
I mean, that the engage support pool is now very thin.
Yeah, I think the Rakan ban makes sense though, with the pairing it has, and I think especially this might end up with what Nongshim has so far. You might just end up fully diving, trying to take out Jiwoo on this Sivir with the Wukong, and also the fact that you have the Arcane Storm from Victor. When you start getting those resets, it gets a ton of power.
Okay.
Kennen ban going to come through. Does this mean Kingdom's just looking to pick up a Renekton?
Could be. That Aurora is still flexible, and so could be somewhat dangerous. Although, I mean, anything that you pick into Aurora is going to have a bad time, so maybe he doesn't really feel too worried about it. Sivir Karma is what they are going to elect to go for.
Yeah, so it's a strong lane, a lot of pressure, a lot of poke, and does mean you have a ton of movement speed to set up the rest of the team. Also Enchanter with the Xin Zhao, very powerful, but the Karma can be a bit vulnerable. You know, Sivir's harder to pressure for the Varus, but you can just kind of ult the Karma. They were toying with the idea of Soraka, because Soraka is really good into Karma, because if you trade Qs, the Soraka wins, because you trade damage and she sustains it. The Renekton very telegraphed with the Kennen ban. They probably can just play Gnar into it for the side of DRX though, which is probably what they'll do.
Yeah.
Are they going to go for something like the Soraka though, here for the side of Nongshim? Are they like fully dialed into we want to win?
Or is it
bot lane 2v2? Or are they like
Shens? Do we get, you know, an Elise or a Shen or one of the Lehen's picks for right now? Might be something that he heads towards, but instead it's Renata.
I don't like this.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I guess you do still have some range and the bailout can work, but bailout doesn't synergize with kind of anyone.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like an anti-dive pick, but for the side of DRX, I don't think DRX has a huge emphasis on needing to dive in. Also, Renata into Karma, you're going to get poked out. You know, you're not picking a range pick that's going to really help you necessarily win the 2v2 bot massively. Like, it's still a winning 2v2 for G1 Andal. They're going to poke you out, they're going to harass you down. And then when it comes to team fights, I feel like, you know, there's still going to be more power on the side of G1 Andal anyway. And it's not like you have that engage power that's going to sync up with the Wukong. Like, we've seen Renata get massive value in the 5v5s. If you can get massive ults off, then sure, right? You can definitely take over fights. But I just think it doesn't sync super well with what the rest of Nongshim have.
Yeah, and I think there is going to be enough with the Xin Zhao being able to mitigate a lot of what Varus wants to do, things like this, that will allow DRX to still have a pretty good time in this game. Varus has been permanently banned here in the LCK Cup, though, for a reason. It is extremely strong. We know that Taeyoon has put a lot of hours into this champion on stage and off. And so if there's a time to lock in, it's absolutely now. Nongshim, the noodles will not be any fresher than they are right now. And they are all of a sudden starting to look not as fresh as they were previously. Let's see whether it is going to be a Nongshim win or whether DRX is just going to run away with it. Let's get into game number 3. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for game number 3. Nongshim, we were surprised that they were even here.
Oh, I've just realized, because I was thinking one of the things that really...
Oh, wait, he's actually playing on hit.
Yeah, because one of the things that really with the Varus doesn't go well is if you go poke Varus with Renata,
yeah,
it just like burst
the bailout does nothing.
Renata, it just doesn't work. You need sustained damage. So they've actually opted to go for the on-hit Varus. The issue with that is a big reason for the priority on Varus is specifically his poke build. So this is definitely a different flavor. In terms of the lane matchup, I do think the poke Varus is going to fare better into this matchup. Sorry, the on-hit Varus is going to fare better. The poke Varus, you know, you're so much based around your abilities, it's going to get spell shields, not going to do as much. Whereas the Renata and the on-hit Varus, you can play around your lethal tempo. If you get some consistent autos, you'll have a better 2v2. You know, this is clearly Taeyoon on the hands going, look, we want to have a better 2v2. We want to pair up stronger. The downside to it is when it comes to your 5v5, you have to be in range to auto-attack. And being in range to auto-attack against this enemy composition is really difficult.
Yeah, it's Aurora Xin Zhao Gnar. So it's going to be a bit of a struggle here.
Who are also going to be sped up by Sivir Karma.
Yeah.
And you're in a mobile Varus. So you'll do more DPS, you'll have a better lane. These also sound like really good things, but you're just going to have so much of a harder time positioning.
And let's look. Maybe Taeun can just do it.
I mean, that's the thing. You know, the potential, right? If you can absolutely just position perfectly, you know, you play around the bailout, Lahen's peels for you, gets massive hostile takeovers, then the potential is there, right? You have more DPS now, which was potentially an issue in the situation to like a Xin Zhao and Na, into like the shields from the Karma. But it's big ifs and buts, right? But at least now I feel more confident in that lane 2v2. So we'll see how it plays out.
And that has been where they found a lot of success.
Yeah.
Is in that 2v2. Just to give you a little bit of an update, it was a bit of a sponge audio situation, and we then fixed it. And so now we're back in lane. Level 2 is going to be under control here by Nongshim. A little bit of ricochet value there from Jiu. So they look to hold on to this last minion, try and keep this wave as close to their turret as they can. As yeah, should be probably all right. We just really haven't seen a lot of on-hit Varus more recently.
Yeah.
I believe I like mentioned it and then felt silly for mentioning it because it's only poke.
It's been very much about the poke Varus. It's just interesting how much the dynamic changed just by changing, you know, the keystone and the runes.
Yeah.
Also, he hasn't gone cashback, so he's gone Cosmic Insight because he wants to reduce cooldown on summoners. He's like, I really need my flash, but this means that he'll just be down gold. So every completed item, you know, you're essentially losing about 250 gold compared to your opposition. It's something you have to factor in for the whole game.
Oh, speaking of things that are happening, it's just trading. These two teams just constantly hit each other with stuff. Flash forward, and there's the death ray. Solo kill from Scout, he's back!
On a Victor at level 3. That is something you don't see every day. Scout.
That was sick.
Bringing out this pick with confidence, following his flash with the laser. I think, honestly, if he'd just gone in and he'd just burnt his flash, that's kind of what I expected, but he tracks him, gets the solo kill. Crazy to see in that situation.
That was amazingly well played. Boomerang Blade is going to go wide as now Nongshim look to try and turn it here towards his bottom side. Will is making his way in, but there's the tether. Taeun in a bit of trouble. Sponge comes down. Audacious charge to come forward is the last auto. Bailout is going to be there. Is it going to proc? The answer's no.
That was close.
The burn is really misleading because it almost looks like they have Ignite. There is no Ignite there. The flash! Oh! And Andal picks it up with the Mantra Q! Oh my goodness. I thought like he's playing Karma now, so he's not going to have like the game-breaking performance anymore because like this champion's boring. No, not when Andal plays it, I guess.
It's just Andal. It's just Andal. He just finds the way to make the impact. Pretty well performing 2v2. We'll see the replay here of Scout finding this. So it's pretty close, and Yukal's trying to move up, I think, to get the passive proc, but then uses his Q on the wave there. Q from Scout there, the auto and the E.
Yeah, manages to proc the auto.
Fade away.
Doesn't even need to see.
Yeah, the root tether comes in here. And the spell shield as well from Jiwoo. That Q as well, and that last auto.
And then Andal just walks up, spots him, he's like, all right. Damn. Really well played. And so 1-1. Scout holding things down here in the mid lane. That's why things are very, very even. And there is still a bit of a CS lead for Taeun as well. He didn't die. As Lahen's is now moving back down once more. Taeun moves in. Good handshake there as they look to try and take on Andal, who's running away as far as he can. Doesn't have the flash though, remember. As they look to turn now onto Jiu. There is just full vision control here for DRX as Andal moves in. Maybe a little bit too far as there's the bailout. And it doesn't work. Now Lahen's is likely to be dead. The handshake comes on through, but Jiu's like, I'm glad you're being polite. However, I still want to kill you as there's the Inspire Shield. And the Q, is it going to connect? Oh, the Comet was almost enough. And Force of Will doesn't quite get there. And Sponge is going to be able to keep his support alive. But it's still a disaster. And now Rich is looking to try and kill Kingin, but it barely works. Oh my gosh. So many very close exchanges.
And Andal doesn't overstep, doesn't chase for the kill. Respects the fact that Sponge, I don't even think he saw him. I'm not sure if he did, but just respects the fact he could be there. Or maybe he did see him, but either way, backs off. But actually, I think there was a moment in the 2v2 that Andal actually played really well. I hope we get the replay. But he let the passive stacks fade off before re-entering the fight. And that's the reason Taeyun didn't actually get to kill him. So if we actually watch here, passive stacks are built up now. He's got the 3 grenades around him. He walks off, and he stays in the brush, waits. They time out. So now he has to restack him. Then he gets Mantra W. So he doesn't get to proc the passive stack. Otherwise, he probably would have just died. And then the Mantra W early does so much healing as well. And I feel like him just dipping out, dropping aggro essentially, and then coming back in, Taeyun was like, you know, trying to just focus down a target, get a kill. And just that juggling of aggro from Andal and Jiwoo was so well played there. And now Taeyun Lahen's feeling really bad, down 2 kills in this lane.
Again! I mean, this bottom lane has just been a catastrophe for Nongshim. DRX are just firing on all cylinders today. They've had some of... They had their Wheaties, you know? They got some of Michael's secret stuff. I have no idea what it is. Choose your reference, but it's been working. As now Sponge goes in only level 5, though. No Cyclone, so the Monkey is not as scary. This guy, though, is. As Scout walks down, there is an Aurora moving over. There's the Cyclone picked up. As Sponge looks for another one. There it is. Lahens gets the handshake as Willer is going to get taken out. And Taeyun is now on the board. Yukao looks to bounce back. But Nongshim, they manage to find their target. They take down the enemy jungler, and that should mean Dragon as well. Yeah,
definite overstay there. As soon as you see Scout, that should be a signal to back away. Definitely a more dangerous member than everyone else who'd been hanging around there. And a lot of summoners had to be being expended by DRX to get away from the situation. It's just an overstep here. And the thing is, they see him on that control board. They know he's coming down. They had ample time to disengage and get out of this, but they keep staying up, stepping up. And you see Yukao on the map. Look how far away he is.
Yeah. Maybe they just didn't expect Sponge to hit level 6 off that Scuttle. Like,
they should know the timing of the Scuttle Crab, really.
And also, they shouldn't have been there even if Cyclone wasn't available.
Yeah. So, disrespecting the level 6 from Sponge on that Scuttle Crab. I think maybe that was that thought process. So, like, we get the Scuttle Crab, we can get the 6 for Willer and then play around that. But either way, an overstep that allows Nongshim a route back in the game, and now gold is even. Even in the bot lane as well. Taeyun now actually a little bit ahead in gold. Nothing really to write home about, but that is one thing, again, I brought this up earlier, but it's also a cull on Jiwoo. So the fact that you have a Sivir with a cull and with cashback.
Yeah, it's a bit of extra, you know, economic prowess.
Yeah, that's definitely, you've invested heavily.
Yeah.
Going to be some dividends late in this game.
Good portfolio here for Jiwoo. As Nongshim dealing with now Sivir that is very comfortable, clearing out waves over and over again. And so that gap in CS and that money number is not really going to be too much of a worry here for DRX going forward. Yukao does have some shoes that he put together. Scout heading towards Rod of Ages, his favorite item.
Honestly, the biggest lead so far is Rich in the top lane, who, other than that, like, early game play,
he's got a cull too.
Yeah, he's also investing.
Yeah.
No cashback though. But early on, he got sort of bullied out a bit by Kingen at level 3. But he's been doing well in the matchup. Obviously, it's Nan and Renekton, but we've seen this lane be a lot more even than this at times. But I think Kingen has often just borne the brunt of bad matchups in Nongshim games, not necessarily been given the weight in draft to have a favorable scenario. But, you know, we saw Cassante into Sion for Rich was going really well, and now Na into Renekton. He's having a great time.
Yeah, I feel like they've been drafting for Rich as well.
Yeah.
Almost Nongshim are drafting for him, to be honest, because they're the ones that blinded the Renekton. But Rich has loved Na, like, since the beginning of his career when he joined League of Legends from Heroes of the Storm. Like, this was one of his wheelhouse champions. We always used to speak of Rich as like this mastery guy, right? He only really had a few strings to his bow, but this was one of them. And so very happy to be on this Na, being the frustrating point on the map. And we'll see whether that is going to get them some advantages later on in this game, because right now things are a lot more even this time than what we saw in the previous 2 games. And the biggest thing is the fact that Scout is having a better time. And I think that if they can play around Scout and how big he's going to be, that will be huge, as Rich just going to gnaw the wave, because you may as well.
I mean, there's definitely a comp from DRX that can make any immobile champion feel a bit uncomfortable, but it's also pretty short range, so you start getting resets on that Victor ult, it's just going to decimate the other team if you are fed. And he is going towards a Rod of Ages, so will be a little bit bulky on top of that, hard to just pop. It's once again not going to be a Chemtech Soul.
Well, that's good. That is certainly... Is it another Hextech Soul, though? That's the question. That's what I'm really worried about. If we get 3 in a row, that's kind of crazy. I mean, what's the color of it is blue as well, and DRX have been winning these last 2 games. Coincidence? Yes. It's, in fact, the definition of a coincidence.
Or is it?
Well, that's the other thing. Is there's something... Like, some of the DRX logos have also looked a little bit electronic, you know? A little bit electrified. Ooh. I don't know, tinfoil hat's starting to hurt.
Getting a little bit too deep
now. I'm gonna have to take it off. All right, Nongshim going to push in this bottom wave. Let's see whether this dive is going to work, as Willa down here towards this bottom side, but he is leaving. Looks like they're not even going to opt in for it. Willa just goes back home and does manage to complete his first item. That's going to feel great. Sundered Sky done.
Yeah, I think it's so hard to really find too much pressure against a Sivir and a way to set up the wave. So we'll just back away now. And look at that Dragon in 40 seconds might be the point of contention. With Nongshim having the first one, I think DRX want to put their foot forward and set up for it. Early Mikhail's coming out from Andal. Which I assume is just really... I mean, it has value against King and Stun, but also the hostile takeover, the Chains of Corruption, so a decent amount of options for it in this situation.
Geo also might decide to run around in a gravity well. You never know.
It happens, you know, to the best of us.
Exactly. And also, you may just strategically want to do that. Like, that's the safest place for me to stand. Mikhail's me. You know, that might be the thing. As Kingen, every time these boomerangs hit, it seems to be proccing Hyper, and it seems to be really hurting. And Rich, oh, he doesn't get to pick up the house. Feels bad. It's all right. Now DRX thinking about starting off this Dragon. Nongshim looking for double. They do have the Wukong in the area as now Taeyoon takes a double tap from the Boomerang Blade. Yukao losing out in this mid lane though. I mean, this is the big thing we were talking about. And for Dragon control, mid lane is so important. Scout going to be able to get this wave shoved in. That should give Nongshim a lot of power.
It's just a bot priority, a bit of an issue right now. So it's kind of a balance in that. See these double control wards from Nongshim here, allowing Sponge to start up the Dragon, but his bot really can't connect with the jungle. And will it even getting some poke on it? They Xin Zhao, not something you typically expect to see.
Yeah, the win becomes lightning poke. You love to see it. That's all right, Geo's cleared out that wave. Nongshim are going to look to get in here. Hostile takeover does nothing because there's a Mikhail's already built up. Willa gets out, is now Chains of Corruption. They go wide. Geo trying to kite this one out, and there's the bailout, but the flash was too good. Out of Geo, the bailout does nothing, and now Scout's in trouble. Yukao's cleaning up. And yeah, there's that gravity well we were talking about. Wish he still had the Mikhail's because he could run on it, but it doesn't matter. Nongshim are lying on the floor, and that should be the first Dragon for DRX, and a denial of the double to start this one for Nongshim.
That was actually such a clean fight from DRX. There was just some small micro plays that were actually so slick. I feel like Andal and Geo in particular with some really nice ones, and now Scout in big trouble.
Yeah, he is going to get snared once again. There's that gravity well. But there's the spell shield, and it's a Cloud Soul. Love to see that. As Boomerang Blade comes on in, Geo just wants nothing to do with this, and he's happy to give the kill over to Willa, and they will tidy it up. Oh dear, okay, so this is the first time that we're going to see a Soul other than a Chemtech. And DRX, they're fighting in the river this time, and it still works.
And Andal buffers the Mikhail's to self-cleanse. You have to time it perfectly and does that, and then Geo gets the fade away with the Q flash to proc the bailout, so he just has no one to kill. So both bot laners from DRX, I mean the buffer from Andal was just so nice to not get caught by the hostile takeover.
Oh man.
And that fade away.
Just beautifully done.
Just, I mean, they're just on fire right now.
All right, well, I mean, we shouldn't be surprised because DRX did this to Nongshim last time. Maybe the surprising part is that it's looking like Nongshim have absolutely no way to win anything in this series. Because they at least won a game last time around.
Yeah, and at this point, looking like Nongshim are going to struggle to win this game.
I mean, this is crazy though, man. because it was Year of Dudu first, and then I tried to sell Year of Vikla. Has it just been Year of Andal all along?
It might just have been Year of Andal.
Maybe it's just everyone's year.
It's a lot of years.
Maybe we just get to, like, we can choose a month. Like, each player can have a month. We'll make a calendar. And that way we can include.
I love just doubling down on the years.
All right, let's just have it can be loads of different people's years. There's a Crescent Guard in the back line. Scout taking a lot of damage, and he's just dead before he can really do anything at all. Between Worlds, and Taeyeon is so far up. It's a flanking Sivir, but somehow it's working. Down goes the Varus. The rest of Nongshim are looking to exit, and the Crocodile, yeah, just went the way of all the other dinosaurs, I think.
Once again, playing so well, they instantly take out Scout, unable to do anything with a mobile Victor, and the cleanup is just so swift. More gold in the pockets of DRX. Herald picked up as well. Well, I say that. Looks like there might be a Sneaky Monkey.
Sneaky Monkey comes in. Willer in a little bit of trouble here, and that is just a dead Xin Zhao, and should be a free Rift Herald, but they are pinging. Sponge is going to have to get this one done quickly. Picks up the eye, and now Jiu is in melee range of a Wukong. Sponge is dead.
Okay, well, Herald secured. Big down. I think Sponge, that was the correct individual play from him, but overall, still very bad for the team.
Don't look at the top of the screen.
Yeah, Scout's walking over on Vision. Willer just gets on top of him, and they just blow him up. No flash, not much you can do. Also, ult comes out and Andal, just kills. So the Varus value is just so heavily reduced because of that first item buy. Jiu is playing on the flank, but really respecting the threat, and only moves up when Yukal's there to back him up. Varus gets taken out so quickly. The extra movement speed that this team has just means these immobile carries on the side of Nongshim can't do much. And then this was cheeky from Sponge.
Yeah.
This was the silver lining.
Yeah, it was a cute play. It was a cute play.
Yeah.
Giving more money to the Sivir feels bad. And actually, it was Rich that got the kill, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, 1-0-1 here on the Nah. As we're fighting again, Lahen's in a little bit of trouble as Gravity Well goes down. Another Chains of Corruption does go wide. It has always been one of the more difficult to hit skill shots for everyone. As Between Worlds goes Yukal, looking for some angles here as everyone taking so much, but Nongshim will at least be able to limp away to safety. Jiu is pushed very far up, but look at this.
They did
fire, movement speed.
They slowed down the Chains of Corruption a while ago as well, so it does feel very late.
Yeah, it's even more difficult to hit now.
Yeah.
Talk to Yellow Pete. Like, release Varus was so hard to hit that off.
When you're playing into a Sivir and then the Calm has already got Mikhail, it's just like, why even bother?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Game's not looking good. It's 18 minutes and there's a 7.7k gold lead. So DRX in full control, and it's kind of hitting desperation point for Nongshim in this game, in this series, and in their chances for making playoffs. They're looking for Rich now, though, and he
did flash. Now we've got Willer moving in. Look at that angle. Fantastic use of the ulti. Hostile takeover, but there is the ult out of Rich as well. Just nods them back. Doesn't have much left in the tank. There's a teleport also there, so Rich is still very dead. But he made them work for it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Nongshim going for picks when people isolate. This is what you have to do, but it's a lot committed for just one kill. Andal is on Vision, though.
They are canceling backs.
This is 2
now
kills.
Andal is dead. Oh, gets himself a big old shield. Never mind, he's alive. And now King is being baited. Knocked up, destroyed. That's Yukal grabbing a kill for himself. Andal, everything he does is on purpose. Everything he does is with a reason, and that reason is beyond any of us.
Look, all I'm going to say is if a support Karma walks into a brush and you can't kill her in that scenario, my feelings about your chances in this game, not very high.
Yeah, that's a very good point as well.
Yeah. Does not inspire too much faith or confidence.
It does inspire, though, because it's Karma.
Yeah, true. She was inspiring.
All right,
and Andal's back on the Rift. Dragon picked up for Willer. If this team gets Cloud Soul, goes without saying, it's just...
Oh, God. Okay, there's another handshake. But Andal is just going to slow him down. Chains of Corruption goes wide. Andal, of course, is able to walk past it. It just feels really bad because DRX walks so fast. You can't hit a skill shot as, speaking of which, Rich also going to miss Lahen's. He's hopping over that wall, guys. Fadeaway house, not enough. So it doesn't actually get over there. Still, DRX very, very happy with this one.
Already so fast.
Yeah, so fast, and there's Cloud Rift as well. Like, it's just so unfair.
I'm not sure we're going to get to Soul. But I kind of do want to see DRX get Cloud Soul just to see how fast they would be. Because, you know, we love science. We love to see
We could do a race between Yukal going through one of the walls of his ult and any other player just walking.
I think Gio
might be faster.
With Ghost, ult, and Andal speeding him up. He needs Shirellies as well. Needs Shirellies as well.
He needs to hit an enemy
yes,
as well. Yes,
he can do like a Q, like a Q behind him, so he's running away from it.
Yeah.
And then like clip someone as he's running for the max speed.
That would be, he'd be very, our point is, his team is quick.
Yeah.
And they're also running away with this series before Nongshim's really realized it.
I think they realized it.
Well, I mean, I hope so.
They're just helpless.
They just haven't done anything about it.
Yeah, I think they're trying. Struggling, but trying.
So, like, actually, what Joker and DRX did after their series yesterday, they actually just went back and said, no, we should do that.
Yeah, no, that is legitimately...
And then they're doing it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's a good strat.
It is. It makes so much sense, and it seems so simple. It shouldn't work, but that's exactly what they've done. They're just crushing them. Oh, man.
All it boils down to is just win game, crush them, destroy Nexus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the, like, make way more money than your opponent, take all of the stuff on the map, kill Nexus. And it all seems so simple.
Is this what Gen G has been doing this whole time?
I think so. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe Rich still has his key left over, and he went back to the Gen G headquarters, and he snuck in, and he found like Arnold's drawer with all the secrets in it, and he's like, this is what it is. Make more money. Destroy Nexus.
That's literally going to happen this game because Jiwoo cashed in his call and has cash back, so he is literally just printing more money.
I think this is like the plot of a Deus Ex game or something. All right. DRX are just really playing very well in today's match. It's kind of insane. Maybe they just match up well into Nongshim because this will not be the first time that they beat them in a series, this LCK Cup. It was a 2-1 last time, though. DRX have just gotten better at it over time. As Rich is going to spot Sponge, and Sponge is just going to not be allowed to do his Gromp anymore, I guess. Andal's also now looking for the Monkey. He'll slow him down, but not going to dive. I think that's wise as a support Karma. Okay, Yukal just danced into the wall.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, what is the angle?
Yeah.
You know, I think what...
Be patient, wait for the throw.
I think what they need to do from this position is DRX need to just take Baron and then end the game. I've solved it. That's how they win.
Hang on, wait. They could just do the same logic that DRX did. And that is, like, get more money, kill Nexus.
Oh, are you talking... Oh, no, Nongshim... Oh, no, I was talking about DRX. I don't know how Nongshim win.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
I was talking about how...
Oh,
you were talking about how Nongshim... Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I was talking about how DRX win.
Yeah, no, the DRX win version, a little bit easier.
Yeah.
We don't pay you the big bucks for that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to figure out how Nongshim win?
Yeah.
Oh.
Riddle me that one.
No, that's way more difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Come on, you gotta earn your keep, right?
Yeah,
Pray.
I'm a little bit stumped on that one.
It's looking real rough. I mean, they have a...
Wait, did you say
God,
Prey?
I didn't even want to try.
No,
yeah.
they have Taeyun.
Oh, Taeyun, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
different players.
That's my fault. You know, Rich came out of retirement. I thought Prey did as well. They were on a show together. That's all right. Kian just going to be forced away. Even Yukal's doing more damage than feels like he should after getting solo killed level 2 or 3.
Well, Dragon's level 15. I don't think he contests that. I think that we know.
Hey, yeah, here's the silver lining to the cloud is the fact that Nongshim did get the first Drake. So, a bit later before DRX run way too fast.
Yeah. Also... they haven't lost any towers. Oh, no, wait, that's DRX again. Never mind.
So this is your new theory. When the game is basically unplayable, you're like, you know what? I'm going to stop trying to fish for win conditions unless it's the team that's winning.
It's just... Okay, look.
You don't need to clutch at straws if it's just only straws.
Look, they have engaged tools, okay? I think they just need to get them on Baron and big... hostile takeover. That's the pitch, you know?
Actually,
combo.
If they do all of their AoE buttons and DRX are all standing on each other,
Yes.
they will likely die.
That's the pitch. That's the pitch.
Is
Do it
this
now.
part of it?
No.
Okay, let's see whether they can get it done as Rich just bounces over. Hostile takeover was... I can't do the Draco's quote, I don't think.
It hit no one.
It's damn well missing. As the Brambleback is also looking hostile.
Wait, that'll bait them on a Baron. Okay.
Oh.
Now, okay, Lehens is low level, so he'll respawn quicker.
I mean, killing Lehens has actually been the downfall of teams in the past.
Okay, now they just need to somehow approach the
Why
Baron.
did Kingan take half of his health bar from Yukal? I feel like Yukal's not that fed, but I guess he is.
Everyone's fed.
Yeah, I think they are. As now Kingan gets on top of him. Yukal's in trouble. He does die as Rich now gets over Taeun. Another flanking Geo angle. How does he keep getting away with this as Andal's flashing after Sponge? He is now alone on the other side. It was not great here for DRX. In fact, it was a one trade for Nongshim.
Yeah, this was actually not well played here by DRX because half the people were in the Baron pit and half the people were over the Baron pit.
They were definitely feeling themselves though.
Yeah, so they kill the hens, which is fine, you know. He hostile takeovers and they just... Rich flashes over it, it hits no one. But then this follow-up play, it's Yukal and Andal, everyone else is in the Baron pit. It's like a 4v2, and then, oh, actually, yeah, so Willa flashes over, they jump over, but it's like, well, you've already lost your...
I mean, Gio ran around.
Yeah.
And he does run pretty fast.
But then Andal flashes over, and it's like, who's following you?
Yeah, no one.
Okay.
All right, Willa is going to have to press his ultimate button. Now just goes in, looking for a bit of a re-engage. Gio's going to show up as well. Teleport in as now Rich gets a flank angle, but Kingan's on top of him. Sponge could be in trouble, though. There's so much damage here out of DRX, and Gio just cuts him down. Still, Rich gets himself out of there. The Nabar is in a decent position.
That's jungler down.
Yeah, does that mean that Baron is a bit easier to take off?
I think on the cards.
Uh-huh.
It's also, Jiwoo is 508.
He's once again like 4,000 gold in the lead.
That's a lot of money in the lead.
Do you think he's going to steal Andal's deserved POM?
I hope not.
I hope not too. All right, Yukal on a flank angle is spotted here by Nongshim. They're looking to try and stop this. Of course, they have no smite to do so. They need to try and bait a turn or something like that. But DRX are just doing it. They will just take it. And unfortunately, this is on-hit Varus, and Smite's better now.
Yeah.
So no Gumayushi action
Scout
here for
also
Taeun.
had no ult available, which is one of your bigger tools for when they're all in the Baron pit. A little bit unfortunate. They do get a tower, though.
There you go, bounty gold, baby.
That's something.
That's gonna, like the gold in brackets on the end screen. That's also really cool.
Jiwoo bought Infinity Edge.
He did.
And it's also an expensive item. He has cash back, so he gets money back from it, which is something Taeun doesn't have. Oh.
Well, Kingan gonna get a flash out of Yukal here, and he flashes onto the death turret, actually. Between worlds goes Yukal now as hostile takeover once again. He's just kind of decorating the rift and not doing too much more. Finally, Chains of Corruption hits. That it's going to be more about disengage than getting anything done. DRX could just do no wrong today.
This is starting to feel a little scrappy, though. With how far ahead...
Gio, what are we doing? There's a bailout. He got the kill too late, though, and Taeun is still going to die. Kingan dead as well. Engage Sivir. Ladies and gentlemen, you had the flanking version. I give you the engage version. And it would never have worked if they weren't absurdly far ahead. However, they are, so it did. And Nexus inhibitor turret is going to go down. Is this end of the game off the back of engage Sivir, Orcs?
I think it might be. I've never seen such a literal slap with a wallet, but it was right there.
Oh my goodness. Scout gonna flash out of the way as Lehen's just trying to be frustrating. Bailout buys him a little bit of time, but Rich is able to limp away with his life intact. And Scout alive. They're not gonna be able to end because their 80 carry sacrificed themselves to win a team fight.
What is going on?
That's a lot of gold, actually.
You're 10,000 gold ahead. You do not need to do this. Jiwoo has no summons, by the way, and Karma Shield was on cooldown.
He just walks at him. I don't know.
League of Legends is not this hard, by the way. This DRX have played extremely well for 2.8 games. You're nearly done the series.
Oh, I don't know. I'd still give it to him.
No. They've played very well, but they just need to just a little bit of goofiness right at the end. A little bit of goofiness. I don't want to criticize them. Just a little bit of goofiness. They got the Cloud Soul. Still nearly done.
Also like a gigantic shutdown.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit concerned. Okay, the 1,000 gold shutdown, a little bit concerned. Just DRX, it's in your hands. We don't want to see a KT situation. That's all I'm worried about. Okay, that's all I'm worried about.
Oh God,
okay.
That's how they begin the reverse sweep.
No,
oh, manifest that for me off.
I can't take it. Okay.
Oh,
okay,
let's go.
It's happened too many times.
If you were Wolf, that would now be exactly what happens.
It's happened too many times. Okay, they have Cloud Soul, right?
Yeah.
This Sivir can break the sound barrier.
Yeah.
Okay. Just don't use it to go into melee range.
Yep. She's just guile projectiling all over the place. Did you get that reference? Some people might get that reference.
I didn't get that.
I don't know why I needed to make it so convoluted. As Andal and Jiu. I heard the sonic boom. I heard it. All right, Lehen's getting slowed down. Willow walking at them, but it's power walking.
They're so fast.
Oh my!
It's like the episode of Malcolm in the Middle.
It really is.
Yes,
slow motion. All right, well, Will is going in once again, and he finds the 3-talent strike. Hostile takeover is a little bit better, but Yukao, oh my God,
where'd he go?
Just blows him up, and Scout gonna suffer the same fate. No bailout for him, as now Sponge desperately trying to escape. Kingen kind of massive, and does get some stride breaker value, but Xiu just swoops in, going 1 billion miles per hour, and DRX will continue that momentum straight into the Nexus turrets, and end this series before you could blink. A 3-0, the most unprecedented of upsets. And look, honestly, I'm not that surprised.
Did by D+, and then bounce back in this manner to absolutely destroy Nongshim today really shows that the whole organization has done a great job, right?
Yeah.
And that the environment is clearly in such a good spot.
You know, at the end of the year, we have LCK awards, and often the Coach of the Year award is really difficult. It's easy this year. It's Joker 100%. It's just, I don't know, something about it. Every time he said, like, he has the feedback. They didn't die in any scuttle fights at all.
Oh, yeah.
This whole series. It was beautifully played around the scuttles every time. He's had immaculate feedback. And DRX, good vibes all around, and are able to pick it up in 3-0 fashion.
You know what? Sometimes we say losers improve. Well, they definitely improved.
Yeah. I mean, both of these teams did lose yesterday. That's why we're here.
DRX really lost.
They lost way more.
And they really improved.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness. I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like I'm shocked.
Well, you know, I'm shocked.
Let's have a look at the POM. Give it to Andal, come on.
Oh, I hope.
Oh, I hope. It's gonna be, if it's Gio. Maybe Gio actually just walked up in the... I mean, he played really well.
He did.
I don't want to take anything away from Gio. I think he had a great series.
I think, you know, in a series like this,